All right, hi, this is Laura Jacob, and this is in our second installment of our What to Expect series. I have Mr. Pete Capanna, who is our Director of Buildings and Grounds here. He's going to talk about some of the things that we are going to implement that are new to ensure that our children and our staff are safe coming into the new school year. So, Mr. Capanna, let's talk about the UVC lights that you have.
Hi. First off, this is a UVC light. They call it an upper glow unit. It was one of the things we had looked at when we started evaluating our buildings to decide what we want to install. This technology's been around 100 years. It's used in hospitals, it's used in water filtration, but it basically consists of a UVC light emitter in the unit. It's mounted up high in the room above 7 feet. And anything that flows into its path, viruses, bacteria, anything airborne, it can eradicate. The nice thing about this unit is it can run 24/7, maintenance free. We have purchased 14 of these units to go into the common areas, which is where they're recommended to be. So that would be your nurses' suites, your central offices of each school, gang bathrooms, those type of areas. Very effective, proven technology. We hope to roll these out soon. Of course, we're on the list to get them here and get them installed, which we hope to have by the beginning of the school year. That was one technology we used. Now, after spending a lot of time on webinars with like the Train Corporation, who has supplied equipment for both of our schools. Both of our buildings are Train. Train's a worldwide corporation, very well known. Their engineers have spent a lot of time in evaluating buildings and making recommendations. And of course, the biggest recommendation is filtration. The biggest thing a building can do is the filtration system. These buildings are regulated by a federal regulation. It's an ASHRAE reg, which is the American Society of, Refrigeration and Air Conditioning Engineers. So they tell you that you need so many change outs per hour in the rooms, this type of thing, just to keep the buildings fresh. So we're changing up our filters. We had a corporation, Filtech, come in and do a filter assessment of all buildings. So there's a rating on filters. It's MERV, and it means the minimum efficiency reporting value. And basically what MERV means, you'll hear that a lot in filters, it's the size of the particulate it can capture. So, if these viruses go up on a droplet of water, you want to be able to trap them in the filter. We've already been running a pretty good filter in the school, but we wanted to up our game a little bit, and Filtech has helped us do that. The filters have been placed. We've gone to a minimum MERV 13, a little better in areas they think we could do, and we hope to have all those in place too. That'll help tremendously, because if this stuff gets in the air, we want to be able to trap it. It's not 100%, but it's up in the 80% range, which is very good. So we think along with the UVC light, it's a good strategy for our buildings, because right away people say, what can your buildings do for you? How can we make it safer? These are two proven technologies that we know will help. The other thing we wanted to touch on was some of the cleaning procedures, and that's the other thing. What do you do, to protect the areas, if you get an infection or whatever. Well, a couple of things we did. Again, we looked at a lot of different things we could do. We've kind of zeroed in on the sanitizing wipes, which we've already used for the last 3 years in the elementary school. The sanitizing wipe can be placed in all the classroom. Students can use them to wipe their area, whatever, wipe their hands and throw it out, and they're available. So, we're hoping if we get them out there and they're readily available, everyone will use them. The second thing is we did buy a disinfecting fogger machine, which can be rolled into the rooms, and actually a disinfectant fog put into the room. They're pretty effective, but it's tough to be in every part of the building, but it is another tool we have that we can take in and use in the buildings. We do also have the hand sanitizer, which again, we already had a lot of hand sanitizers out in the building back from the H1N1 flu. So we went through and made sure that we have them in all areas of the building. That would be the next thing. Other than that, we're going to have some sanitation stations when we walk into the building for people coming from the outside of the building in. And, we're just going to try to keep these areas disinfected and, clean as best we can do with the people in school.
Thank you, Mr. Capanna. And you can see that your team is working very diligently here this summer to ensure the buildings are absolutely spotless and ready to go for the kids that want to come face to face. And we can't thank you enough for your team for working so hard to get all these supplies and making these adjustments to ensure that our students and our staff are safe. So thank you.
You're welcome.